Shout out to all the beautiful women in the room and the guys here to support us. We appreciate and love you. And now let us welcome to the stage. She's not only my friend, she's my boss. She is the Executive Vice President of Programming, Thea Mitchum.
Thank you, Angela. Thank you. See, she's like the hardest working woman in the media as she goes back and finishes her incredible show, Way Up with Angela Yee. Thank you so much for everyone being here. We're so excited. It's one of our favorite events of the year as we celebrate. It's our celebration of International Women's Day, and frankly, the whole month is ours as Women's History Month. So give yourself a round of applause for being here. We're so happy that you're here. I get the pleasure of introing this amazing panel. I get to work with, I consider, trailblazers and cultural shifters and ceiling breakers every single day, behind the scenes and in front of the scenes. And I have some incredible women here today, so I'd like to introduce. We have the co-host of the Elvis Duran Show. We have Gandhi right here. Danielle Monero. Christine Nagy. And Miss Crystal Rosa, who does afternoons on Z100. So the theme, we'll let that stay there. You're so kind. See how we all support each other? Yeah. Right. The theme this year for International Women's Day is Inspire Inclusion. So, ladies, what does that phrase mean to you when it comes to your careers?
I'm here, so I thank you so much. It's not lost on me as to what an honor it is to be here with all of you and to be included in this room. And I think as I was coming up, I didn't feel this as much. There's a lot more open to women. There are women who I consider pioneers, like Thea. Your journey, your story is absolutely amazing, and I admire you so much, and the ladies who are here. So I think just the responsibility of being loving and empathetic and hearing people's stories and hopefully reflecting those back and giving people a voice.
Amazing. Well, I think, again, I'm here, so that's amazing. And growing up, I never got to see people like me, who looked like me, who came from families like me, so I wasn't sure that there was a space for that out there. And through my journey in radio and the people that I've worked with, like Thea, like Danielle, everybody, I've gotten a space where they say, do not try to fit in. Inclusion isn't about fitting in, it's about being you, even if that means you stand out and you're different. And that's been incredible, because I didn't really feel that growing up. And now, not only do I get to feel it, but I get to be that for other people, other little brown girls who are out there and might not think that it existed.
I feel the same. I feel like that not to change. I think that's so important. I know coming up in the industry, I was told a lot of times, you're not going to be on the radio. You have a Bronx accent. Nobody wants that. Come on. And then that's why I got hired, because of my Bronx accent. So I didn't have to change that about myself. And that to me means the most. I feel like we actually work with so many people that embrace who we are and want us to be true to ourselves and don't want us to change. And I think that's one of the most important lessons that you can learn.
I also feel that inclusion means understanding your own privilege, whatever that means to you, how we look, where we come from, our education, our backgrounds. I feel like understanding that we all have our own certain types of privileges and recognizing that with other people and bringing them up as well really helps with inclusion.
What's the importance, or why is the female perspective and a voice so important when it comes to products and endorsements and things like that?
All right, so this is one of my favorite questions. So we're very, very fortunate to work with Elvis. We have a demo of women, we'll say between the ages of 18 and 54, and if you look at a lot of other morning shows, there are 2 men and 1 woman, and those 2 guys are telling all of us women who are listening what we like, what we want, what we're interested in, what's cool. And Elvis said, that's kind of weird. I think it should probably be more women than men. Women are the decision makers in the household. Women do so much. Women are everything. And he knows that, and he promotes that. And I get to work with an amazing woman who has always felt like a friend and never any type of competition, and it's just great. I think that it's important to promote women and for women to talk to women, as we're doing right now.
Yeah, I think women have the buying power right now, as we see in study after study. I just bought a home. I'm not trying to brag, but this is a huge deal in my life.
Yes.
Thank you. And I did it myself, and I did it built on my career and years of work. And we are seeing that women, more than anyone, are the ones buying homes right now, and that is not easy, especially in this market. It is not an easy thing to do. So that's who we're talking to. I'm so glad that that is being recognized, that women are really, really strong and passionate and are the consumers and want to stand by a product that they believe in, that trust us to tell them, this is good, this is worth your time or your attention, or at least check it out.
Growing up in radio, we grew up around DJs and people that love music, and I'll never forget how there's a male DJ that told me that he knows he's playing the right music because when the girls are dancing, the guys are getting excited and trying to buy them drinks. So that alone just like catapulted my thoughts of how important women are in every market. When you see girls buying things, going places, like we create the hype wherever we are, especially if we're together. And I think that's really important for us to always remember that we really do, like you said, drive markets and drive brands and drive revenue because we are the ones that create the hype for each other. And I think that's really important for us to always remember and take away.
And I think it's also nice that nowadays you see so many more women in this industry or in other industries, because there's a lot of little girls out there who look at us and look at everybody in this room and say, I can do that. I can do that. I have a say in things. What I say matters. What I think matters. And that is just so important, because I know growing up as a little girl, that wasn't as popular, and now it's so much more relevant, which is great.
So let me ask you, ladies, we hear about mentorship, and sometimes we call it sponsorship, but mentorship. How important is it to you to have a mentor, and have you had female mentors, and do they have to be females?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
So I'm telling you, I feel so blessed because we work with such nice people. When people say to us, what are the other women that you work with like? And I honestly have to say they are wonderful. Every radio station, any woman that has worked here that we've come in contact with has just been supportive, and they lift you up and they try to push you forward, and they never try to tear you down. Christine was the first person I worked with when I came here, and anytime anyone asks, I say she's one of the kindest people you'll ever meet in your entire life. And it's so important. Kindness and having somebody that's nice and kind and lifts you up is somebody that you really should look up to, because I feel like, especially in the world that we live in today, kindness can go such a long way. And having a mentor that you can look up to for so many reasons, but especially for being kind, is just, I want to cry because it means so much to me. It's just, I think it's like everything.
I've definitely had mentors. I didn't have a female mentor until I came here, and now I have Thea. And Thea has been a really big proponent of, if I say, how do I say fill in the blank, she will say, just say that. And I've learned a lot from that, being direct and not trying to, I think, a lot of times as women, we want to present something as diplomatically as we can, as nicely as we can, sugarcoat it. My parents said sugarcoating gives you cavities. So just say that thing. And having Thea as a mentor and having a woman tell me, no, just do it this way, has been awesome. Because of course, the men in my life, and there have been male mentors too who have also been wonderful, they'll say that. And I always used to get the feeling that it just comes off differently coming from a woman a lot of times. People will call men strategic, they call women manipulative. There are so many different ways that women get painted with this brush when you are just direct and bold. And Thea really gave me the kind of green light to do that and be that and not feel badly about it. So, thank you.
I can be a little direct.
I like it.
But you know what? I think it's important as women that we understand that we have power in our voice and what we say. And it's okay to be direct as long as you're not being mean. It's not what, make sure your intentions are in the proper place. But being direct and making sure people understand what you're saying and why you're saying it, I think is really important. And I'm loving all this love I'm getting up here this morning. I'm feeling very, very humbled, but this is the incredible women I work with. What about the rest of you when it comes to mentorship?
Okay. So Thea, I have to throw it back to you. I think you should be answering this question because seriously, you are the shining example. I didn't get to work with someone like you until you were in your position. So, back to what Danielle said, it was more of a camaraderie. We were supporting each other. And I think when you feel loved and supported and the people around you believe in you and are telling you you're making good choices and be true to yourself, it's so much easier to put yourself out there and be who you are. And that, as Danielle said, that kindness, that support, we're not competing with each other. We're saying there's room for all of us, and let's do this together. It's just everything. I just really quickly served on the board of SAG-AFTRA for several years, the National Local Board Broadcast Steering Committee. We spent a lot of time talking about women and women's needs in broadcasting and hearing how women were trying to look out for each other and support each other and make sure that there's equal pay for all industries. All of these things are so important. I'm so glad that we're being heard.
Well, it's so important for us to have each other to mentor because no one understands what we go through like us. No one understands the rudeness or how some men just really don't get what we go through, our maternal clocks, things like that. And when we are in a room talking to each other and when we're lifting each other up, when I have someone like Danielle, I'll call you and I'll ask you, oh, what should I do with my boyfriend? Or just, we're having these kinds of conversations and knowing that there's people that have been through that and open to helping you, it's so comforting. Like, you don't feel like you're alone. Having someone like Thea that listens to you and actually wants the best from you, that's what we should be doing with each other. And it makes you feel like there's an army around you that wants you to win. And you feel so much more of a relief knowing that there's other people around you to support you. That's why having women mentors like each other really is so impactful.
Can I say one thing? Yeah. So, like you said, it's so important to have people around you that build you up because so many times you hear women hate each other. Women are catty to each other. Women are always in competition. But if you look around at the people that, especially at iHeart, that surround us, the women, we don't do that. We are so blessed that we actually do lift each other up. And if I need help, I can go to Thea and go, I need help. And she's like, sit down, what do you need? If I call Gandhi at night, she's like ready for me. Any of these women. And it's just, I don't know if that's the norm in a lot of places, but I feel like it is the norm here, and that's really nice.
I think it's about treating people the way you want to be treated, right? And everybody wants to be supported, and everybody wants someone to think what they say has value. And I think we always try to support each other here, men and women. But when a female walks into your office and she has a significant concern, there are some things that maybe I'll understand what they're talking about, especially when they talk about working with others and interacting with others, or someone may have said something to them that may have triggered them, that may not trigger a man, but will trigger a woman. And them having other women to go to and have that discussion and talk about it with someone who actually understands your perspective and where you're coming from makes all the difference in the world. And so we definitely try to support each other and be there for each other. I think it's one of the things I'm most proud of working here at iHeart. So let me ask you guys this. What keeps you pushing forward, and how do you manage the responsibility of being a woman in the forefront? Because people are looking at you to always get it right and have the right thing to say, and you guys are obviously in the forefront. How do you manage that responsibility?
So one of the things that keeps me pushing forward is sort of what I talked about earlier. Growing up, I didn't get to see me. And now I get to be me so that I can show other people you can do this. And when we encounter listeners who say, I didn't think I could fill in the blank until I saw you do it. You really inspired me from whatever the words were. You changed my life. That is the stuff that really keeps us going because we are in rooms. I'm lucky that I have 5 people in a room with me. A lot of us are in a room by ourselves talking into a microphone. And you don't necessarily get that feedback all the time. So we love to hear it. We love to know that these things are happening and maybe we're making a difference outside of just telling some fart jokes or whatever it is that you do in the morning. We like to know, hey, this is impactful. And when people share that feedback with us, we thrive off of that as much as other people enjoy getting our content. We like getting yours also.
Yeah, when a person calls in the morning and says, you just got me through chemo and I'm, finally ringing the bell, I'm cancer free, or I'm going through a really traumatic thing with my family, and you're what keeps me going every day. I mean, it's not easy to get up the time a lot of us get up, and it just is what makes you feel like what you're doing is important. And if you are tired that day, it pushes you even further. If I have a single mom or a mom who wants to get back into the workforce after having kids, and they say, you know what, you showed me that I can do it. I didn't think I could have kids and have it all, but you do it. And that is what keeps us going, I think, and gives us the energy to just get up at, those hours.
Terrible, terrible hours.
Yeah, I mean, the same, right? First of all, the love and the joy and the passion that we have for our jobs. It's wonderful, and again, not lost on me. I feel very fortunate to be here, and when I do get that feedback from the listeners and from our coworkers, and we're going through tough times, which God knows for a few years it's been some pretty tough times, and these people are saying just that little bit of normalcy or that laugh that we had in the morning that got my day started, that got me through facing a really challenging day, that is everything. That is absolutely everything. So I feel like that's what it is. That's what drives me.
Yeah, and growing up, seeing my mom, the matriarch of our family, seeing what she's done to put her whole family, our whole family on her back, it really just pushes me to do that for her too. And at the same time, just knowing that we do make a difference in some type of way for everyone, it's so cool, because I was that person when I was growing up listening to the radio and waiting to see what they were going to say and what new songs are coming out. And now that we're a part of that, even though we do it every day, it seems normal, but it's still huge that we make a difference in music and in people's lives. The fact that we can change someone's mood from maybe they're going home to a family that I don't know, whatever the case may be, but maybe if we can just make their day a little bit better, that's so cool. And at the end of the day, I think that's what really keeps me moving forward in what we do.
How do you guys find balance between your personal lives and your work life, especially since you guys are in the forefront? How do you find that balance, or what advice would you give for balance? Because I know everyone grapples with that.
It's not easy. A lot of times I say I just keep going, because if I sit down, I fall asleep, which is true. But I think, I'm very blessed with a good support system. My husband is amazing. He really, he picks up the pieces for so many things that I may, not be able to do, because he knows the hours I keep, or if I have to do something for the station or something for the show. So having an amazing support system around you, whether it be your significant other or a sister or a brother or a good friend or somebody that you can just rely on. And I just think that, I feel blessed. I really do. I feel blessed that I'm here as many years as I'm here. And the fact that I have what I have, and I'm, surrounded by the family that I have and the friends that I have. And I think that that's motivation enough a lot of times that I go, you know what? A lot of people don't get to do this. You get to do this, and you have that, and you have, and you have to find that happiness within you, the thing that keeps you going, the positive force, and get it out there and just follow it.
I think it's really important to know your boundaries and be firm about your boundaries. I don't have kids and I'm not married, and I think a lot of times people look at those individuals and they think, well, you can work all day. You can work all night. You don't have to go to sleep. You just get to go home and you can take a nap, which is not untrue. But it's
Babysit at my house.
I will not. But it's knowing where you cut yourself off for the day and not taking things home and shouldering the burden for the entire day of something that was maybe bad. You leave it at work. Or if you're on vacation, you don't have to answer the emails. You just draw your boundary and you stand firm by it, and don't worry about if people are going to call you a diva or say that you're difficult, because at the end of the day, you are the one spending all that time with you, and you have to be happy with yourself, and you have to say, I'm done with this, draw your line, and don't let people cross it.
Yeah, I'm definitely a work in progress. I am aspiring
We
to
all
be-
are. We all are.
Right? What Gandhi is saying, boundaries is actually something I'm specifically working on, because I do tend to just go until boom, collapse, Energizer Bunny, old reference. But it's something I'm working on, and I think it's the love, the passion, to me, the privilege of getting to do this. And I feel like I don't want to miss a minute of it, but oh, right, I have to sleep, I have to eat, I have to do those things. So my body will keep going. So yeah, I am working on finding the balance, but I think I'm better at it now than I used to be.
Yeah, and just knowing that you are enough helps me too, and especially what you said, Danielle, about being thankful when you're gracious in the moment and when you're present, it really just helps you to understand that whatever you're doing at the moment, that is you and you are enough. And there are some times where you're gonna want to get pulled one way or to another, but just follow your heart and what your heart is really telling you, because at the end of the day, that's where you should be and what you should be doing.
Final question. What advice would you give your younger self, or advice you wish you would have known sooner in your career? I know.
All right.
I'm throwing that at you guys. Everyone started thinking as soon as I asked the question.
Oh, I have a good one. Just to not take things personal. If I would have known that when I first started, I would just tear myself up for things that people would say, or, mean bosses or coworkers. And I just wanted people to like me so bad, but sometimes people just aren't going to like you and you can't do anything about it. So just know that when bad things happen to you, it's a projection of just bad things happening to that person, and it has really nothing to do with you. So just keep being you, keep shining your light, keep being the best person that you can be, because things that people say that are negative, you just can't take it personal. Just throw it off your shoulder. That's something that I wish I would have learned a lot sooner.
Okay, so to Crystal's point, don't read the comment section. I wish somebody would have told me that years ago, because that place is ugly. But I also think that one of the things that's really important to me is what Thea said. Don't worry about blending in. Everybody else is already there. The people who are who they are there. You don't have to be like them. We hired you to be like you. You bring something different to the table. Don't try to assimilate. Do you. Be you. Speak for the people who are like you. And I wish I would have known that a lot sooner, because I really tried for a long time to be like other people, and nothing really worked out for me until I said, that doesn't work, I'm just gonna be me. And that's when all the doors opened.
It's funny because it's the first thing I say, especially when I hire talent, particularly female talent, is you're not here to assimilate. We hired you for you to be you, and don't try to change who you are, because it's that unique gift, which is why we wanted you. So, absolutely.
Yeah, that's it. Oh, it's just like a bandwagon here, because it's more of the same. It's like know who you are and be you to the fullest, and trust yourself and go easy on yourself. All that beating up, I should have said this, I should have done that, it's wasted energy that I wish I could get back. It's you do the best you can. We're all just doing the best we can. And as long as you're authentic and yourself and you're kind, and again, go back to love and empathy, it's going to be fine.
Don't sweat the small stuff, because I know, and that's easier said than done, because we all say it and then we're like, yeah, that was stupid. Because most of it is small stuff, right? Tomorrow will be better, or you go home at the end of the day and things are better, or whatever, and this too shall pass with a lot of things. And I think we need to learn that more. That, just don't hold on to and a lot of people say, like, you know what, I didn't appreciate it until I got sick. And then I realized, oh my gosh, or something major has to happen in your life, and then you realize, oh, look how easy I had it before, and I was so worried about this, that, and the other thing, so stupid. So I think we need to appreciate the moment that we're in more now, and don't sweat the stupid little things that happen along the way.
Yes. Wonderful. Well, thank you, ladies. These are I call them the badass women of iHeart. Thank you so much. Appreciate it.